Hey guys, ever since Overdrive came out, there's been a few of you asking me to do an Xmod tutorial, so I'm going to try to give you guys the basics. I am still new to this myself. Overdrive was my first Xmod chart I've ever tried doing, but I can give you the basics so you know where to start. I personally use 3.95 when I do Xmod charting, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to basically just run you guys through my Overdrive chart. And just show you how I did the gimmicks here. Wrong menu. Alright, let me go down to one of my gimmicks here. Alright, here for example, play it real fast. You see, I just wanted a nice little quick stutter there. So what you're going to do, if you want an effect like that, now just before you do anything with any of these numbers here, this, is just going to be blank still. What you're going to do is you're going to come through each arrow that is within your gimmick. So make sure you know what you're gimmicking all the way down to the final. And you're going to take down the times of every arrow that's going to be used in this. So you look over here where it says current second. So just go down through and take down every time all the way to your final. Once you have all your times, then you'll come in and if you, for example, this is just a real quick stutter. That's why I only did double the BPM so that it wasn't like really a stop effect, just a stutter effect. So you go in here, you can just type it in for your BPM. That's the nice thing about 3.95. And then what you're going to do, you're going to come to each arrow and you're going to change your stops. You're going to start by hitting F10, which will make your stop go up. So you see if I moved it up to 7, if you come down here, the number's different. So I'm going to put it back to normal. You see that? Now if you need it to only budge by a little bit, what you're going to do is you hold Alt. I'm going to hit Alt and then I'm going to hit F10 a few times to demonstrate this. You see it says 256 now. Now I'm going to hold Alt and I'm going to hit F9 once. Now it says 255. So that's how you get the finer tuning when it comes to stops. If you want something that actually gives more of a stop appearance, you're going to want to have a higher BPM. You see there, I actually I use 560 here to give you a much harsher stop effect. Oh, and then we're going to come here. Now, this is where I have my speed up freeze. Basically, I just drop the BPM, and as you can see, it just gradually increases up. Again, you're going to want your times. Here in particular, I ran straight into another gimmick, so I had to make sure that I had the times of each and every one of these arrows as well, all the way down to where I went back to 142. So we'll play this real quick so you can look at it again. Simple enough, right? This is just a slow down phrase. Nothing in particular about it. I knew I was going to have it ahead of time, so my times were still taken down and appropriate. I didn't have to use anything special. Also, for this effect with the phrases, you can also use stops. I personally don't, but I know some people do. To cause the effect, they'll do a stop on it, and I guess, when the stop comes off, it causes ultimately a rush effect on the freeze. Let's see. Oh, here's another example of, a harsher stop. So again, there I just happened to use 568 in order to cause a much more dramatic effect. You can also do this here. As you can see, the BPMs vary throughout with the stops, which causes different stop numbers. Really, it's just all experimentation with Xmod. Once you have the tools, which I'm pretty much just giving you right now. You can just play with it and come up with all kinds of, little things. As long as you're taking your times down for the arrows that are going to be within the gimmick, your chart should stay on sync, and you can, play with pretty much anything and see what you come up with. Let's see here. Here, for this particular section, I just have the stops on the quarter note. So you see I have stop, back to normal, stop, back to normal, stop, back to normal. Another rush freeze. And then here I have my little stutter freezes. I personally dropped the BPM, raised it, dropped it, raised it. You see how it starts to change a little bit. That's in order to keep time proper. You can also do this with stops. Actually, AJ mentioned that to me after I did it this way, because apparently this is kind of an odd way to do it. I don't really know, because again, I've just started. But yeah, so that's one way you can do it, or you can experiment with stops with it. And pretty much that's it. I mean, you come through here, it's just the same things again, varying stops, numbers, as long as you're taking your times down. That's all you need to do, and you'll get, different effects. I recommend, trying to make sure you do things that make sense with the song, so it's easier for, people who just play it to understand it. But yeah, it's just, that's all it is. It's more time consuming than it is hard to do. You see here, I wanted a slow down effect on the freeze, so I have a higher BPM here and then a slow down. So it's just essentially the opposite of the rush freeze. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is for me to show you in overdrive. I have one more thing that I was experimenting with in my work in progress that I'll show you. A little too far. Alright, if you listen here, you'll notice where the 30 seconds are. The song kind of has like a slowdown sound. And I wanted to be able to capture that. So basically what I just did was I just varied the BPMs throughout here. You see, as long as you have your times, again, that's all you need. You have to make sure you have times, as long as you have your times, you could just, you're free to fiddle around and, try to gain whatever effect you want. And all it is just altering BPMs and stops, and it's a lot of fun to work with, and you just experiment, take your times down, and that's really all there is to it. I think there's maybe a few other advanced techniques out there. I don't know them yet, but this is the basic tools you need to get started. So now that you have them, I hope to see more XMOD charts from you guys, and see you later.